Dunedin City Councillor Hilary Calvert has this week announced her decision not to stand in this year's upcoming election. She's cited issues with fellow councillors and staff as one of the reasons behind her choice, and she joins us now to talk about it. Good evening.
Hello.
Why have you chosen not to stand again?
I've chosen not to stand because I don't think I can make a difference that's worth it to the people of Dunedin.
What's your impression of how things are run at the DCC?
I think they're run reasonably well staff-wise. I mean, I think Dr Bidrose has been doing a fantastic job getting the council back into good operating order, so to speak. I think the issues lie with the governance level. The agendas are not controlled by anybody in governance. We don't have any plans about what we're doing. We get buffeted about from pillar to post with decision about this with 2 working days notice. You know, we get our papers 10 seconds before you get our papers. And we're not taking charge of the decisions we're making and looking at them as thoroughly and carefully as we might, I think.
What attracted you to wanting to be on the council in the first place?
I was hoping I could make Dunedin a better place in the City Hall sense, since to me the council is something I wouldn't expect people to be thinking about from one year to the next. Any day that you're not thinking about what's happening at the City Council is a good day, I think, for most people.
Do you feel like you're leaving with unfinished business?
On a bad day, I feel I'm leaving with unstarted business.
Not enough time on those agendas?
Not the right thing on the agendas.
How different is being in local body politics compared to national politics? Because of course you've had a foray into both.
Well, interestingly, because of the position I was in national politics, I could make a difference because I was on sort of the side of the house that was currently in government, and they needed votes from our party to get legislation through. And so I was making some difference. I mean, of course you can't not vote for something, but act as a non-whipped party, so we can choose what we wanted to do. But you can have wording changed and things here and there. You can make a difference.
And so back to the DCC, what do you think needs to change within the organisation?
I think the governance part of the DCC needs to take charge of the decisions it's making and what it takes responsibility for. We were just talking briefly earlier about health and safety, for example. We have an audit and risk committee and we get reports on health and safety, including such important things as paper cuts that the staff might have got and what we've done about them to discourage any further paper cut incidents. We don't get reports on what our council-owned companies are doing with the risks they're taking and how they're managed. And we've got, for instance, a company at the moment who's in some fairly major and unpleasant court proceedings that we haven't been told about. Now that to me is a risk that we should know about and we should be looking at and concerned about.
Are you able to divulge which company that is?
Delta.
Are you planning on throwing your support behind any of the Mural contenders?
No, I would support anybody who's looking at creating more democracy in council. I think what we've had is the council dominated by some members who aren't having all the information out there so much as others. So of the 15 people that were chosen by people, only probably 4 or 5 of them are in a position to be pushing their interests, as it were. And it's not that my interests are different. It's that it's important that we put everything in together. For example, if you're having cycleways, which is fine, and other people are concerned about parking, we should know how many parks we're losing and how much cycleway we're gaining. Now, I don't mind which side of the argument I'm on, but we should have both those lots of information in there when we're making decisions. So,
what is next for you?
I don't know.
Not going to go back to the law profession?
I don't think so, but it's probably worse off on council because I think like a lawyer, and so I expect people to behave in a fashion that isn't really very fair.
Well, the world is your oyster, Hilary Calvert, almost former Dunedin City Councillor. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.